Hi everyone. In this video I would like to give you a quick review of the TOOLTOP T7 thermal cameras I got myself off AliExpress. One is the regular T7 model which has only the thermal module, and the other one is the T7 Pro version which has the thermal module and the visible light module. The idea is that the visible light is supplementary to the thermal one, so in case you don't see the image clearly on the thermal image, you should be able to see it on the visible light image. I'll show you in a moment how it works in practice. And on top of that, I also got myself a macro lens for the thermal image, because I would like to use those cameras for SMD soldering, and in case of SMD soldering you want to have quite good magnification, and without this macro lens everything would be very blurry and hard to see the details. I'll start with the double lens camera because this is the model I'm less satisfied with, and I'll show you in a minute why. Before I plug it in, just a quick note on this macro lens. So the macro lens is specifically designed to fit the regular T7 version. That's because this lens has, or the casing, it has a magnet in here, in this part. And so it fits very nicely with the casing here. So I can just plug it in like this, and it fits nicely. In case of the Pro version, you have a visible lens in here, so you cannot just put it in. You would have to figure out a way to attach it in some different way, or just make your own lens instead. Alright, so I'll plug it in now. So that we can have a look on the PCB here through the thermal image, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, let's plug it in. I'm just going to run the software and plug in the camera. Okay, let's see. The thermal image might be distorted because it's calibrating now. We have to give it a moment. All right, now we see the image. So, as you can see, the resolution here is not that bad. We can see that there is around 51 Celsius hot component here. It's somewhere around here, but the resolution is not good enough for me to see which component it is exactly. There's quite a lot of them in this place. I see with my eyes around 7 components, maybe 8. If I switch to the visible light image, you can see that it doesn't really help too much. If I start switching between the thermal and the visible one, you can also see that the visible one looks to be zoomed out. I think it's not the scaling issue now. While the thermal one is zoomed in, so you cannot really put them together without some adjustments. And even if I do that, so I'll select a module in which I have those like strokes around objects. Even if I tweak the zooming a bit and try to offset the contours, now we can say that the thermal image and the visible light overlap each other, but still it doesn't really help me too much on figuring out which exactly SMD component is getting hot. And If I don't have only a single component, it would be more of a guessing game. So even if I zoom in a bit, yeah, it's still quite blurry. And if I was to put the camera closer to the PCB, I can show you how it would look, but it wouldn't be helpful either, because it would be even more blurry, like this, right? It was somewhere, yeah. Probably I would be better off just looking at the thermal only, but as you can see, I cannot really see much in this mode. So I would say that the visible light did not really help me a lot, because in order for the thermal image to capture some sharpness, I have to put it away for around, what is like maybe 30 centimeters here, 25, 30. And for SMD, it's way too far to be able to see those really tiny components. So I'll plug it out and I show you how it looks with the regular version. Okay. Plug it in. I'll try to put it roughly in the same place where the T7 Pro was before. Should be around here. Okay, I'll plug the camera. Perhaps I will have to restart the software, or maybe not. Let's see. No, I should be able to see it. Okay. So as you can see, if I'm far away, I'm getting roughly the same quality of image. There is not really much difference between the T7 Pro version and the regular one. And of course, if I were to put the camera closer to the PCB, like this, I would also get very blurry image. But if I put the macro lens on, oops, that was the wrong way around. Yep, like that. Now if I adjust the zoom, it's much better. I will also help myself with the upscaling, and I can see the components way more clearly. I can instantly see which component it is out of these small components I have here. If I turn off the upscaling, it's still quite good visibility of the image. So I can now start moving the board around, and as you can see, I can see all the tiny components on the PCB. Alright, so a quick summary. For SMD soldering, I would probably prefer the cheaper version, and that's because the thermal image is equally good on both the regular T7 and the T7 Pro. And I don't see a reason to pay extra buck for the visible light module. As you could see, it's not really helpful in large magnifications. It probably works quite nice when you are looking at objects from a big distance and they are big objects and not in close proximity to one another. But in case of SMD, where the small components are packed very tightly together, this visible light image is not really helpful. And on top of that, you have the macro lens specifically designed for the T7 version. So yeah, it's just an easy choice for me, especially that the T7 Pro version was almost twice as expensive, if I remember right. The macro lens was around $15. The T7 regular version was, I think, around $80 while the T7 Pro version, I think I paid around $160, $170 if memory serves me right. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope my video was useful to some of you. Take care.